back to my channel. I am Mikael, and today is another story time. And today's story time is about a time that a guy tried to humble me for his preferences. Stay tuned for the story time, you guys. Today's story time is about a time where I went out on a date with this guy who tried to humble me. So I gave him the name Richard. And Richard, I want to say we also met on a dating site. But, well, we did meet on a dating site, but we also knew mutual people. So, in a way, it's like we already kind of knew about each other, but at the same time, we never tried to make it a dating thing. So, we started dating off of a website, or same POF. It was my POF days. So, Richard and me, like, we had, like, I want to say we had pretty good conversation. And I say, for the most part, I pretty much have good conversation with people in general. Let me take this off. I typically have good conversation with people in general because I like to fucking talk. That's why I made this Storytime channel, because I feel like it's a way to tell my story, help other people. And I think it helps other people, meaning, like, let's say if you know, or like, let's say you have an experience, but you don't want to talk about it, or you feel embarrassed about it, or you feel shamed by it. I'm not saying hearing my story would make you be like, okay, well, I think it just sometimes helps to hear that other people go through experiences too. And they're not always, it's not always the worst thing in the world. It's not the end of the world just because you go through something. So that's why I think it helps with story times. But anyways, he was one that reciprocated my conversational skills. So we ended up, dating for a while. And it's interesting because, like, so I think mostly in Arizona, but like even Cali, Arizona, Nevada, maybe even New Mexico, there's this thing where it's kind of like, especially in Arizona for sure, I know, where a lot of, I suppose, black men anywhere are going to want to date outside their race. I don't think that's really it's not that. It's just that it's known in Arizona or Vegas or Cali or New Mexico, that a man will more likely date outside of his race. And specifically with Hispanic women. Because it's more diverse in these areas. I mean, I suppose it's diverse anywhere you go, but it's extremely diverse. Like, I knew a lot from being from Buffalo, New York. If you live in the hood, or if you've grown up in the hood, you're more likely to meet a lot of more black people. There's more likely to be more black people that you see. Every now and again, there's a white boy or white girl who grew up in the hood too. And that's Mark. But on the West Coast, because I grew up on the West Coast too. That's, like I said, you used to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So on the West Coast though, when you're in the hood or maybe lower class or middle class, there's more diverse. You'll see, I feel like the least amount of people you may see is probably Asians. But it's a lot of white people, a lot of black people, a lot of Hispanic people. Hence why when I would be on the East Coast, people would be like, you're white, you talk white. Because the diversity here is, if you're growing up more around, say, like, for instance, when we grew up in the hood in Vegas, we would grow up mostly in Hispanic hoods, not necessarily black hoods, honestly. But so when I go back to, not to say that, like, Hispanic people know what the fuck Harry Potter is. It's not to say that they just wouldn't care. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if it wasn't in their culture to watch Harry Potter or to listen to Panic at the Disco, if you say it, no one was really calling me white girl. Honestly, I didn't really start getting called white girl by Hispanics until I was an adult. And somebody made it, well, not even somebody, a few Hispanic women would make that comment. And that's just because they like niggas. And they wanted to feel like, oh, I could definitely pull, if you can. And I'm like, girl, ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Hirsch now. You sound crazy. But yeah, no one gave a fuck. Or maybe they did, but like I didn't give a fuck, because for me, looking white was more of a thing that I cared about when black people would say it. Because it made me feel like, oh, so I'm not, my black ass ain't included. I don't think that worked like that. Mama black, daddy black, auntie black, uncle black, grandpa, grandma, all four of them black as, like, so it used to piss me off, because it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to tell me I'm not black? How? Because what? Nigga, please. But in the West Coast, it was like a thing where basically every nigga wanted to play sports, and they had the idea that if I make it to the big league, they gonna have to upgrade their women. And I think that's actually funny though, because like I just said, a lot of these West Coast chicks, not the black ones, they want to act black. They want to be black. They want to, which is crazy, because it's like black men searching for something different by making it seem like we're all black women. We all act the same. We all act black. And then going into these different communities just to end up with women who want to act black. So a lot of them don't make it, because you got baby mamas. They not black, but you got a lot of baby mamas and a lot of kids, and a lot of kids with different women. And these chicks, they gonna hit on you. They gonna hit on you and call you the N-word and be like, but you better not get mad because I'm brown. Hey, shit, I ain't the nigga, so I don't give a fuck. But as I told y'all, I dated outside my race, so I don't know why black men always felt the need to try to humble me by mentioning this thing, because I dated outside my race. I don't give a fuck. And I don't look at it like, people be fine. If you're attracted to someone, I don't need to try to be like, oh, I'm dating him because black men, they don't give you flowers, and I really want him because black men straighten their hair sometimes and they look like, I don't need to do all that. You fine? You think I'm fine? Let's talk. So I didn't really look that deep into it, but it was hard to ignore, because for some reason, black men want you to know that they have preferences outside of you. Okay. So, mind you, when I started talking to this dude, I didn't know, I suppose, his preferences. Or I may have assumed his preferences, considering that I'm black. The chick he was talking to before me was black. And the chick before her was black. So I just assumed, but it wasn't like if he said the chick before me was white, I would be like, hell no. At least not back then. Nowadays, I kind of realized, I don't know, maybe I'm the only person. I know I'm not the only person, because I've heard another woman say this before. Dating a black man who doesn't always date black women is weird. Because, like, obviously it's not weird in the first of, because he's black, I'm black. Why would I even be thinking like that? Like, if I date outside my race, I do take into consideration that I might end up around people, family members, friends of theirs, their peers, that may be like, she's black. Did you know that? And it's like, okay, kind of be on guard. Not too much, though, because I ain't trying to talk to the rest of the motherfuckers. But just be on guard enough. My safety. Shit happens. But you don't really think you're supposed to be thinking like that when the person is the same race. Like, I'm pretty sure white people don't date white people and be like, he said he dated a black girl before. I mean, I don't know. Do they? I don't think so. I feel like you're just dating. So it's supposed to feel like that. But like I said, black men really like to let you know. So you could just be like, well, I don't know, a black joke. I don't know what. When you're conversating with black people and you make a joke that mostly black people are going to get. And I know when people call me white girl, they assume that I won't know certain jokes, Friday jokes, you got fired on your weekend or your off day. Like, I know certain jokes. I just because I don't associate with watching certain things or wearing Jordans, or it doesn't mean I don't understand some jokes, and it doesn't mean those jokes won't be funny sometimes, especially if I'm in a good mood, which is usually. So, I mean, I have a good sense of humor. But when you date certain types of black dudes who don't like, I keep wanting to say that don't like black women, but it's just how they act. They act in a way like they don't like black women. So it's like, do you feel obligated? Like, are you doing this for the people, or like, do you actually like me? Like, what the fuck? So you could be making a joke. I know enough to know certain things, so I'll still allude to, I suppose, black jokes. Kind of like, okay, basically, if we're going somewhere and there's no black people, right? And people say that, sometimes when you're somewhere where there's no black people, you try to find at least one black person. And then you kind of have that like, okay, we good? Which I wouldn't necessarily normally do, because I've been a lot of places where there's no black people. But the older I've gotten, the more I do realize you do have to watch your back. When I was younger, though, I didn't necessarily feel like I didn't belong in white spaces or Hispanic spaces or Asian spaces. My whole thing is, if I'm over here, I'm over here for a reason. If I'm at a Korean supermarket, it's because I'm about to pick up something that you can only get at a Korean supermarket. So I don't really feel like I need to be like, hey, I'm a black person who needs to know where it. I'll figure it the fuck out. So I never used to do that. I used to be like, shit, fuck. It didn't say no blacks. This ain't segregation. I can go where the fuck my money can go. But when I got older, the only reason why I pay attention to it more now is for safety reasons. Because I may be like, and next thing you know, there's fucking Asians following me through the motherfucking hair store and accusing me of stealing weave. Which, unfortunately, fucking happens. Anyways, so yeah, when you date black men who date outside their race, sometimes they give the air-esque of they have to make sure that they're not appeared as a black man. I don't even know if that makes sense. Because they have this, yeah, I'm a black man and I can do this, go there, I pull all types. They have that, but they don't, it's almost as if they don't want other people to look at it like, we're black people, right? Like, he can be looked at as this cool, titan of a black man, but not necessarily with this black woman. So just in case. So if I was to make like a, damn, we the only black people in here kind of joke, what's wrong with that? It's like, okay. Okay, you're right. Nothing at all. I don't know, because I guess it works both ways. It works both ways. I don't like when I do my white people shit and somebody's like, that's white. That's white. I don't like that. But I don't forget that I'm black, if that makes sense. I don't forget that I'm black. So if I'm like, damn, are we the black people in here? I don't need, there's nothing wrong. See, that's the problem with black women these days. They don't know how to just be. It can be confusing, because then when I do, like, okay, I'm gonna just be. Then the black man will say something and be like, oh, dang, you're used to this, aren't you? You're used to all this attention from white people, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? How did this get flipped? So it's kind of hard. It's difficult to date. That's why I think some black women are kind of like, because it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. If you wear the long nails, they're gonna be like, that's ghetto as fuck. But then if you straighten your hair all the time, they're like, how come you don't just enjoy your natural hair? And it's like, oh, because when I go to work, I keep hearing comments about my curly hair, and, well, you should be proud of who you are. Okay, so then you wear your hair, and like, damn, you gonna do something with that? It's looking a little untamed. It's like, what the fuck? Fuck you. It could be difficult, so, yeah, it is. But on the West Coast, it's kind of like that thing. I mean, I know some men have that. Like, for instance, he specifically, actually, he would make comments like he doesn't mess with white women. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's because the white black shit be annoying me. Because, like, they're not really white. They're like peach. And we're not really brown. I mean, we're not really black. We're brown. And they not really brown. They're tan. I don't know. I think it's maybe a little bit of my... Sometimes I could be very literal. And the only reason why I be literal like that is because it's just the way people say it. Like, oh, white, 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 white. And then when they say black, they're like, blacks, the blacks. Or then when these women that low-key look like white women be like, oh yes, as a brown woman. So it's like, why do they get like white and oh, as a brown woman, I know that I should do this thing so that I could change the world for the fellow brown women. And then the blacks. Not too much, bitch. So that's why I say brown, because clearly, y'all tan, y'all peach. So if you see me do that, it's just because, what the fuck was I saying? Well, I be going off topic. Oh no, yeah. So he would make jokes, thinking jokes, and be, oh yeah, I don't mess with white women. I don't mess with white women. I don't mess with white women. No, cause I. But then be like, he likes brown women. But to me, like, sometimes they be looking, I don't know, because I don't know if it's racist to say that, but they're like spicy mayo. They're like if you get mayonnaise and you put some sriracha in it, or hey, do what you do. I just don't see the point. I never saw the point of him being like, I don't mess with. Okay. But I feel like he was just doing that for me. He was just doing that to make me think that somehow, because I'm pro-black. But my whole thing is, I don't think people understand that. Pro-black doesn't mean I'm about to sit here and be beating on black men for dating outside their race. I date outside my race. Being pro-black is just knowing that, hey, we deserve better than this. We deserve equal pay. We deserve, especially black women, to be treated equally. Not because it's convenient for you or it's in fucking season. It's because I'm a human being and I deserve it. I deserve it. I'm worthy of that. I am worthy to walk somewhere and not have random ass people. Is that real? I don't need you checking my fucking scalp, bitch. Because if I pull your nasty ass, if I pull that greasy shit back, I just know I'm gonna see a track. And I don't know why, just because their hair is fucking straight, the brown women, the white women, why? Because their hair is straight, it's just assumed, y'all better walk your ass up in Sally's and look at the motherfucking different colors. Look at them little the tracks with the clips. We don't be wearing those. Well, I've had my days. But we're not the only ones wearing those, is what I should say. Most black women, typically, the way that they do their hair is far more structured. I'll say that. It's far more structured. It's far more cohesive. I don't know about that glue shit, but it's far more cohesive. I don't know how many times I've walked into a fucking beauty supply store to buy me some hair oils or to buy me some new spray bottles. And I'm watching white or Hispanic women or Asian women buy the tracks. And I'm like, I'll be fucking damned. I bet you nobody's like, can I see? Where does it start? Where does yours begin and it ends? No one does that. But they act like it doesn't exist. And maybe they feel like because they're more subtle about it, that's better. Not real is not real. I don't give a fuck how subtle you are about it. And as a matter of fact, why would we be subtle? We're not a subtle culture. Maybe sometimes we should be, but if I can make it look, if I can make myself look like somebody else for the motherfucking day because I want to, then bitch, that's what I'm going to do. You're just gonna have to live with it. Because what the fuck is you gonna do anyway? Anyways. Yeah, so he would just constantly say that, constantly say that, constantly say that. So I did not know that he even had a taste for the so I didn't know that. Right? So we were probably dating for a while when we started talking about our exes and things like that, like trying to have like a deeper conversation about like, what we're into. And I don't think I would do that anymore though. I found that men only want to hear about your exes so they know what they could get away with, because they don't be telling you shit about theirs, really. Oh yeah, we were in love for a while and we just didn't see eye to eye. Whole time it's because he dragged that bitch down the motherfucking driveway, ripped her fucking hair out, and then called the police first and said that she was possessed by a demon. I don't know. They be saying something like light, keeping it light, and it be fucking crazy when you find out how these niggas be really getting. Let me watch my language. When we find out how these men really be losing their relationships, it's like, oh, no wonder you're single. But we were having those kind of conversations, right? So he was telling me about his exes, right? And that's how I had gathered that they were all black. Unless there's just like that one, I don't think I know what that one looked like, but that they were all black. So when I get to talking about people I dated, black here, black there, white there, Cuban there, then I could, like, just what I just said. It's like all of a sudden, it's not the same. Like, he can be like, black men could date outside their race, but so does a black woman date outside her race. It's like, oh, you were fucking with the mayo? Well, what was that like? I bet he smelled like... It's like, no, actually. Because then why would I have been dating him? Why would I have been dating him? And maybe it's one of those, like, hormonal things where it's like... Not hormonal, pheromonal things where, like, you like the person, so maybe you don't know that they smell odd. And don't get me wrong, I've smelt the smell, but I just don't think it's as common as people think it is. Maybe it is, but the nicest way I could say it is, I've smelt it more on the same sex versus the opposite sex. I don't date the same sex, so I can't like confirm nor deny, but when I have smelt it, it was same sex. So for me, it's like, I don't really see that as being like the thing. And I've worked corporate jobs, so like I've been around a lot of white men, and not just because like dating and all that. And just like I've been around a lot of black men in the corporate, like honestly, sometimes I think it just depends on the people. If it's as a whole, maybe, I don't know, I haven't been around that many of them, but just not the people I dated. Except for the stalker guy that my COs really wanted to tell me he was funky. I don't know. I'm like, I ain't really get... The funk I got was the funk when and that was partially me too. So I don't know. I didn't look at it like, oh my God, he stinks. I just looked at it like, we need to stop smoking cigarettes. You're weird anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna stop smoking cigarettes eventually, because it took a while after that. But I just assume people who smoke cigarettes fucking stink. And I don't think we knew it. I didn't look at it like all white people stink. Although I have smelt the smell, so I'm aware it's a thing. But probably not that frequently. So he's just like making jokes about, oh, I know, he must have smelled and this and that. Right? So keep in mind though, he's bagging on me about dating white dudes. He's not really saying much about me dating Hispanic men, or the black men, of course. So he's just bagging on it, and then the kind of conversation kind of turns into him just bagging on me, and I'm just like, you know what? Not too fucking much. Leave me alone. And he's like, oh, my bad. It's just, yeah, I heard some things. From who? Who's telling you that white men stink? Who? Because what conversation are you having? Or maybe like, because, you know, we be in locker rooms and, but how could you possibly know it's, you just going up to white men and be like, yeah, that's him, y'all. That's him. What the fuck? How you know? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, whatever. Like, and we kind of like get this conversation because, like, I was like, okay. I'm not about to be embarrassed because if we don't work, that's what the fuck I'm dating. Right back to it. So we like move on from this, whatever. And so it's coming up a time, right? So that we're trying to plan a date, right? And mind you, this is a little bit, like maybe a few days after we had this conversation about our exes and things like that, or people we've dated, not necessarily just exes, but the type of people we dated, like, you know, what's your type, what's my type, trying to like deeper dive into that. Well, I didn't think that it was an inappropriate conversation because it's like, okay, if we're getting serious, I don't see why we can't have those deeper conversations. And I tell him about the Hawaiian restaurant that I told you guys in the other story time, that Cuban Poppy took me to. And I'm telling him about the restaurant because when we first met, I had on my profile that, and I made sure to, because I didn't want to date any more fucking hood niggas. So I made sure that I said on my profile that I'm adventurous. I am an adventurous woman. And by adventurous, I like to travel and I like to try different foods. I specifically put this on my fucking profile. And when we start talking, in the beginning stages, when we start talking, he's like, yeah, I'm adventurous too. And I'm spontaneous. And who knew? You know what? Because something else I realized about these men, especially the ones who like to pretend, the narcissists, the sneaky ones, the mask wearing ones, they're only mirroring what they think you want. And I think because I am not. I joke a lot. I do. I do take things seriously. And I think sometimes when I joke a lot, people think I don't take things seriously. So if you say that you're adventurous, I'm not just going to be like, oh, you're adventurous? Oh, that's cool. Where have you gone to? And then they could be like, oh, yeah, I went to fucking Prague. And then I'm just like, oh, wow. No. Because one day I'm going to hit you up and be like, hey, I saw a ticket for motherfucking $700 to go to Prague. You down? And if you're like, you're a liar. You're a fucking liar. I will fucking check you. And I'm serious about certain things because I didn't want to be stuck with somebody who was going to have me doing what he had me doing. Well, maybe not really him. Well, yes, him too. But my serious relationships, I feel like they dragged my black ass down. And I know that it would be probably repetitive for me to keep being like, this is why I don't fucking fuck with certain type of dudes no more. And I know it's gonna be looked at like, she's a wench. No, it's not that, man. I'm serious. I want to travel the fucking world. I want to see different things. I want to try weird ass foods. I don't know if I can try more weird than I've already tried. Because anything weirder than what I've already tried is probably around borderline disgusting. Like fucking bull balls. I'm not doing that shit. Oh, no. But I take my shit serious because I don't want to feel stuck. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been that way for so long that I'm definitely, I don't give a fuck. It's the moment I actually try something weird, you're like, we're out. We're out of there. You're out of there. But, I put that on my profile because I didn't want to end up basically where I ended up anyways in the long run. But at this time, I had hopes. I had dreams. When I remember talking about the restaurant from Cuban Poppy, I had suggested that to him. So, hear me out. I understand his obvious reaction. Fuck no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to. Well, I don't understand that because we ain't gotta have no attitudes. But he's like, I want to go in a restaurant that another man took you to. Mind you, this was like a whole 5-year difference from when me and him went there to when I met him, or when me and him was talking. So I'm like, I mean, okay, like, I'm not saying I don't get it, but I mean, yeah, okay, we don't have to, but like, at least one day think of it. Because when I'm thinking about going to this place, I'm not thinking about him. I'm thinking about the fact that we want to try something different and something like fresh, new, like exciting. And this particular restaurant was like very much like fresh seafood. Like I said, it was a Hawaiian restaurant. So how often do we eat Hawaiian food? Like me, now I would try to eat various different cultures of food. And I really, really, really want some fufu. Oh, what's the fufu bad? I don't even know what the freak it tastes like. I just know it's good. But like, I like chicken tikka masala. Oh, it's so good. I learned how to make my own naan bread. Like, Korean rice cakes. I know how to make homemade kimchi. I don't know if they call it homemade kimchi. But, yeah. Kimchi from scratch. You know, make the porridge, the Napa cabbage. Like, I'm not playing about my... I eat calamari. I got calamari up there right now. Don't mean I won't make no soul food, though. Because you would think with the kind of foods I eat, that like my macaroni and cheese was probably like with Velveeta or something. Hell nah. My macaroni and cheese has made men ask me to marry them. I mean, I'm not lying, but no, I mean, like, I know how to cook, but I never wanted to be just soul food. I never want to just be, which is no shade or anything to anybody. Shit, you know how to cook, you know how to cook. That's a skill of its own. But I have always wanted my skills to kind of like go expert level. Like I could actually cook in a restaurant. So I only wanted to say that one because it felt, I would say, more in the range of what he's willing to try versus the typical things that I was eating at the time. Because like I tried to take him to a different seafood spot, but it was more Asian based. And he literally complained the entire fucking time. I'm telling you, I'm eating the fucking, so it was calamari. It was fried calamari at that. So it's not even like you're eating it the way that they would, maybe they typically eat fried calamari, but I feel like they would more probably do like nigiri, or it would just be more fresh versus what deep fried fucking calamari. He's the whole fucking time, I kid you not, just So I'm sitting here like, when I look back on it, I kind of wished I wasn't as embarrassed, only because I've learned that let people be people. Let people be people. No one can embarrass you. You know what I mean? They can try, but no one can embarrass you. And if someone's embarrassing themselves, yes, you can get secondhand embarrassment. I was definitely getting secondhand embarrassment. But at the same time, in that situation, it wasn't even really like secondhand embarrassment. I would have looked at it that way. Like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Just eat the food. But the way he was doing it, he had the waiter, like, oh, he don't eat stuff like that, huh? So it's like he damn near flirting. So I wasn't really embarrassed. I was just fucking pissed. But that's one of those things where you gotta let people go. Because it's like, that was already a telltale sign that he's not adventurous. He lied. And then I don't really fuck with niggas who do that, who like treat you a certain type of way in private, but then in public they gotta be like, yeah, cause why are we here eating this white people shit? It's embarrassing, but I wish I wasn't embarrassed. I wish I was just more like, okay, bye. Have a wonderful time. So yeah, I was trying to avoid that. So I'm just like, mind you, because remember I said in the last story time, I was like, if you want to talk to me, then you need to plan a date type of person. And it's not that I've never planned dates back then where it was like, ooh, I like a guy. Or even now and day, if I like a guy, I'm like, hey, we should try this place out. And then, so yes, I will come up with a date. But he was like the type where it felt like I was always planning the dates. So remember when I said, yeah, at some point in that, I lost it. I wasn't as for sure of myself. I wasn't as confident anymore. By that time, I was beat down to the, I don't even know if you said gun. I was beat down. I don't think I even knew it. I don't think I knew it yet. So I'm trying to plan something that is exotic, but not weird. Not white people food. Even though it's Asian, it was Asian food. But so that's why I suggested the place, because Vegas got a plethora of amazing restaurants that you can go to that are for huge diversity here. If you look. And he wasn't the look type, you know what I mean? We were basically in that place I'd never wanted to be in, where you kind of just mostly chill at home. Every now and again you go out. You might get stuck Netflixing and chilling until you're like, I don't want to date anymore because you're boring. And then they're like, oh, wait. No, pick any place. So it was like that. Maybe not quite yet here, but it was pretty much giving that. Like, we didn't really have fun. I mean, we have fun. Don't get me wrong, we have fun. Just, y'all know stagnant type of people. They watch the same movies. They watch the same shows. They go to the same places. They never leave their small ass town. Vegas isn't a small town, but you get the gist. They're like, they get the same shit from the same fucking place every time. I want the burger and the fries with the Dr. Pepper. Like, they're not exciting. They don't realize that there's so much out there. He was like one of those people. But he lied. So at first I didn't know he was one of those people. I just assumed maybe the things I like to do is too exotic. It's too extreme. So I'm trying to dial it back. So that's why I said this place. I didn't think that he would look at it like that, because I was not looking at it like that. But I didn't think he would take it like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We don't have to go. Like, you're my man. I wouldn't want to disrespect you like that. So I was like, yeah, we could do something else. We could go somewhere else, right? So we ended up going to, I want to say, was it like one of them Joe's Crab Shack type of places? Had a good time, whatever. Now, mind you, when he picks a date, he takes me to a Mexican restaurant. At this time, at that point, like now, I'll eat Mexican food. I love Mexican food. The barreras, the ones that you dip them in the juices. Oh, they're so fucking good. Oddly enough, though, I think that my dismay for Hispanic food and all that was simply just because he used to make me feel like shit for not being foreign. So, basically, once I heal, I ain't fuck shit. The fuck. That's why I'm back to, I'm about to be bilingual. I'm learning like 4 different ones. Anyways, he takes me to this restaurant, right? I find out food was bomb. Mind you, I find out that he's fucking another coworker after this. He's fucking another coworker, an Hispanic woman. And he took her to that restaurant before he took me to that restaurant. So on one of our breaks, he took her to that fucking restaurant. And it was another one of them situations where I'm like, because I did my research. Because I had a suspicion, another coworker thing. I did not trust him with coworkers. I did not trust him with fucking coworkers. But I didn't know what her race was. So I look her up, find out her race, find out how old she was, all that. And then she had a kid. I tell this motherfucker. So I'm like, yeah, this bitch with this, da. And I say her age. And this motherfucker goes, same thing with the last Hispanic chick where he corrects me. She's not our age. Because I thought she was our age. She's 10 years fucking younger. He was fucking with a motherfucking girl who was 10 years, and I don't mean to say girl, but 10 years younger than us. So this is going to conclude, I'm going to conclude the story time, because there's a reason why the 10 years younger hit me very fucking hard with him. It hit me so hard. Just like the Hispanic thing. Because you're like, I don't fuck with, I don't fuck with, I don't fuck with, I don't fuck with. You fuck with. So it was like an ageist thing. He was a fucking ageist. He used to make me feel, I'm going to get to that one. But the mother was 10 years younger than us. I'm like, you nasty motherfucker. You nasty. I lost my shit. I knew then that we were done. We were so fucking done. And we've been done since. And I mean, there was moments where it was like, but should we? But we never recovered from that. We never fucking recovered from that. Because it was like, not you have me damn near second guessing being fucking black. I don't think I ever second guessed it. But definitely have those, like, those voices are in the back of your head. Because it's like, this. So now I'm like, dang, like, should I straighten my hair again this week? Fuck no. No! And I'm glad I didn't, because from that time to now, my hair's grown so much. Because I ain't listen to that. Don't listen to the motherfucking voices. Then that, you know what I've learned? Those voices aren't always your voices. They're the people that try to keep you down. Don't let them. But I'm going to conclude this story time. Because I lost my shit. I was throwing shit. Man, that fight was bad. That fight was real bad. I almost went to fucking jail. Almost went to fucking jail. Because there's a reason that the ageist thing, I think the ageist thing hurt me more than the colors. I don't even know how you could do that. But yeah, that man mentally fucked me. I have so many story times where that man mentally beat me down for years. And the colorist thing was just like, mind you, all the chicks he ever cheated on me with were darker than me. Dark-skinned black women. So it would almost to the point where I'm focusing on like, is he going to talk to that dark-skinned black woman or that dark-skinned black woman? And then just for him to sometimes be like, I don't even know why you're acting like that. It's not like you're light-skinned. When did I say I was? When did I say I was? And my COs used to make me feel bad about that. They used to make me feel bad about being light-skinned. So then when I go out into the world and I meet black men who are fucking colorists, they'd always be like, you're black, you're a black bitch, black, go home. I can't stand a light-skinned black bitch, go out. Black bitch is this and black bitch is that, go home. Light-skinned black bitch is always stuck up, bougie ass bitch. So I was like, the color shit used to fucking drain me because someone always had an issue. And it's like, I'm not trying to be light or dark. Nigga, I came out like this. It was this color. Well, probably not this specific color because I'd be outside. But, so I'm going to tell you guys the Asian shit in the next story time. So I hope y'all like this video. I ran for it again. I said I was going to keep my video short and I forgot. But I hope you guys like this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.